So here we're going to present this document management and workflow system. So here on this particular account, we have a user called the clerk. Then over here, we have another user called the reviewer. Then over here, we have a user called the admin. So here, the clerk, this is the document library. So let's assume the clerk wants to upload a file. So we're going to call this finance welfare. So we'll just describe it, finance welfare description. So we're putting it in a folder called cash. So it's in a draft status. So we'll call it, let's just assume this is the file name. So the unit is the cash unit. So then we're going to target finance welfare cash. Okay, then we're going to upload a file. Of course, there's provision for multiple upload. We're going to upload the file. So the file is uploaded successfully. So you can see here a file called finance and all of that. So when we go over, this is another user called reviewer. So let's refresh the reviewer's workspace. You can see the reviewer's files here for cash flow and all of that, financial summary, onboarding policy. Let's look at the admin. You can see this, okay? So now let's assume the clerk wants to share the file with his colleague who is a reviewer. So all we need to do is click on finance welfare. We'll come over here and select reviewer and click on share documents. So you can see document shared with one recipient. So we'll come over to the reviewer. Let's refresh the reviewer's workspace. And you can see the reviewer now has access to this file uploaded by the clerk. It shows the time. So of course he can open it up. This is a document preview. He can review it as reviewed. He can update it and things like that. So let's go back to documents here. So of course you can search the entire repository for any document you want with the file name, file number, and things like that. And we can also see that the admin user has access to this new file as well, uploaded by the clerk. So admin can open this up and review it, through this preview here and approve this document. So you can see this document has been marked as approved. So let's go back to the clerk's workspace. So under document here, which is finance welfare, so you can see that the admin has approved this document. So we can see an audit trail for this document. So it was viewed by the clerk, it was approved by admin, it was viewed by the reviewer. So anytime a file you share is viewed by another user, you will actually know it has been reviewed. So this is for the document section. So let's assume there's a memo. Let's say memo on new workflow system. This is a user or a staff creating a memo. We need to discuss this during our staff meeting on Monday. What's Monday's date? Let's see, Monday the 3rd of November 2025, so okay. So we want to assign this memo to some users who is a colleague called the reviewer, and let's say admin 2, who is the head of departments, maybe the registrar as well. You can also assign it to a department and to a particular unit, you know. So let's save this memo. So Memo created and sent for review. So if you come to the dashboard here, so you can see there's no memo yet. Okay, so let's go over to the reviewer. So the reviewer, this is the reviewer's workspace. This Firefox is a little slow. Anyway, this is the reviewer's workspace. Let's just give it some time. Okay, so this is the reviewer's workspace. So let's go to memos here. So you can see review on queue, memo on new workflow system. It was created by the clerk. So let's look at it. The reviewer is now looking at it. He reads it. He likes it, for instance, and then he can say this is needed. Okay, he can also comment on this particular memo. Okay, and then he can also mark it as reviewed. Okay, he has marked it as reviewed. And now let's go to the head of department, for instance, who is the admin. So he can see memo on work on new workflow system reviewed by the reviewer. So he can go through it. It's a finance thing and all of that reviewed and things like that. So he can also created by the clerk, he can also like it, and then he can approve the memo. But I want us to see what happens after he approves the memo. After he approves the memo, you come back here to the clerk and you can see it's now on your dashboard that all the staff that need to access this memo will automatically view this on their dashboard, open it up and read the memo and attend to it. So the same flow applies to circulars. So the same way you create the memo is the same way you create a circular. So, and then we can also make a special announcement for everyone. So the head of department can make a special announcement, which I want to do now. A special announcement. Okay, so announcement, let's say going digital. We are all going digital in 2026. So this is an announcement from the head of department. Okay, and it says we're going digital. So now here is a staff in that department. He goes to his dashboard and he sees this announcement that we're all going digital by his head of department. So he can like it. And then he can also say we are excited about this. You can also drop a comment on this announcement. So you have that interaction. So in addition to the document management, you have interaction. You can make announcements. You can create memos. You can have circulars. You can have the activity. There's also an audit trail on what is happening. You can see recent documents. You can see assigned workflow tasks. So here, everybody has his own inbox to see files that they need to treat. And then there's also um, a sent folder where you push documents out. Anytime you send out a document, it will appear under your sent documents. So of course you can create your own folders and file structure. So this is the structure of the organization as well. So you can have bulk uploads. So if there's a particular folder where you need to upload like 10 files, you can do that as well. You have, predefined workflows as well. You can change your password and you can sign out. So in a nutshell, this is what this system does. It does document management, it does workflow, document approval, it handles memos, circulars, announcements. It can also be further customized to suit your specific needs. Thank you.